Coming up next on Columbus Connections, we are talking to Jack and Jill, an organization that is doing amazing things right here in this community. Welcome to Columbus Connections. I am your host, David Britt. Hopefully you all are staying safe out there. Welcome to the new normal. As you'll see in a moment, we are socially distancing and taking every precaution. But one thing that is not changing in the community is the need for mentorship, is the need for fundraising, is the need for community organization. And Jack and Jill of America Incorporated does just that. They do amazing things in the community as well as awesome things with our young men in this community. So we're going to talk about that, talk to a few of the beaux, as you'll understand what that means shortly. But first, I want to introduce you to Pam Watson, and she's going to tell us a little bit more about what Jack and Jill of America Incorporated does. Welcome back to the show.
Thank you so much, David, for having me.
Yeah, now you were here a while ago, and then everything got crazy. So just give us a brief recap of what this organization is.
Absolutely. So Jack and Jill is a mother's organization, and we were founded in 1938. And we are dedicated to developing leaders, ensuring that they have cultural, civic, social, and educational access. And so being a part of this organization has meant everything. And we are doing phenomenal things in this community with our young African American men.
Yeah, we just talked about some of the funds that were raised. Now, you all did a great fundraising initiative. Talk about that.
Yes, that is correct. December 21st, 2019, we had our largest fundraiser, which is the Battalion Ball, and we presented 20 young African-American men to society. That night was magical.
And that's an important point because when some people who are familiar with Jack and Jill of America, they think it's only for African Americans, by African Americans, but the funds that are raised benefit the entire community.
That is correct. The funds that are raised benefit the entire community. We are for all children, just not our children.
Awesome. And whenever you watch this, some things are definitely going on that are unfortunate with Americans of African descent. Why is it so important to highlight and train leadership in young African American males?
Absolutely. Thank you for that question. Yes, with everything that we see that is going on today, it is imperative that we have role models, that we mentor young men to know who they are and whose they are, and to be confident in knowing that they are capable just as any other young person or young adult. So being a part of their lives and transforming their lives and giving them things to aspire to become has been phenomenal. And that is something that we pride ourselves on, is educating our young people. But yes, in this environment that we currently are in, it is even more important that we surround ourselves and put our arms around our young people.
And speaking of which, you brought two such young men. They're beaux. Tell me the terminology beau. What
Absolutely. So a beau is a young man who represents their community well. There are certain criteria that they need to meet. Absolutely, there are academic criteria that they have to meet. They are encouraged not to have any children, not to be married, to be upstanding young African American in this community. And there are two here that will be talking to you very soon.
Awesome. Well, let's hear from them. We'll be right back after this short break.
I volunteer.
Step up. I volunteer.
Cool.
I volunteer.
We volunteer.
And I volunteer.
Hi, I'm Sally Goins, the volunteer coordinator here at Columbus Animal Care and Control, and we would love to have you come and help make a difference. If you're interested in volunteering, please call me at 706-225-4666 or email me at animalcontrol@columbusga.org.
Welcome back to Columbus Connections. We are talking to members of Jack and Jill of America Incorporated. I have with me one such beau, and he has made some great accomplishments. He's doing some great things in the community. He is Mr. Taylor Chambers. Welcome to the show.
Hey, thank you.
Now, how you doing today?
I'm doing good.
Good. Now, we usually, when we get young people in here, they tend to be a little reserved, a little shy. How do you feel about it? Is this your first time on camera?
Yeah, I'm a little nervous.
So this is your very first time. So when later on down the line, when you're taking over companies and doing amazing stuff, I'm going to be on the first clip of this was my first time on camera.
Yes, sir.
Cool. I'm going to enjoy this moment then. I'm going to enjoy this moment. Tell me, before we get into the Jack and Jill, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I like to play sports, you know, in my free time. And, you know, during school, I like to focus on school.
What sport do you play? What's your favorite sport?
My favorite sport to play is basketball. You know, that's the only sport I've ever played. So.
Who's the GOAT? Who's the best?
LeBron.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching. We're going to have I'm going to train him about Michael Jordan I know this is a conversation you've had. But let's get into what we're here for.
Yes, sir.
Tell us about Jack and Jill of America. Tell us how it's impacted you.
Well, it's impacted me in different ways. You know, I got to meet new people, you know, make new friends.
So tell me your goals. When you're an incoming senior, right?
Yes, sir.
Great. What school do you go to?
I go to Pacelli High School.
Go to Pacelli. And what are your plans once you finish?
Well, when I finish, I would like to go to Kennesaw State, you know, major in engineering.
Again, for those that are watching, they're curious about what Jack and Jill is. They're curious about what Jack and Jill of America Incorporated does and whether they should be a part of it. What would you tell them?
You know, Jack and Jill, it's a really good organization. Like, you get to meet new people, learn new things like workshops, like etiquette, finance, all that good stuff.
Right, so it builds like those leadership skills.
Yeah, it builds character.
Would you say it builds those things that you don't get in school? Would you say you learn things at Jack and Jill that you may not have otherwise been taught?
Yeah, like taxes and taking care of your money, all that.
Awesome. Thank you so much. We will come back with another Go from Jack and Jill of America Incorporated right after this short break.
Man, I wish the city would fix these darn potholes. Someone needs to report this.
Has this ever happened to you and you didn't know who to call? It's simple. Dial 311 or 706-653-4000. Columbus 311 Citizen Service Center. Our goal is to provide complete, accurate, and timely information to citizens and employees regarding complaints, inquiries, and requests for information. Columbus 311 Citizen Service Center, your direct link to city service.
Welcome back to Columbus Connections. We are just talking to young excellence all day. I have another great young beau from Jack and Jill of America Incorporated, Mr. Julian Watts. Welcome to the show.
How you doing, Mr.? Great to be here. Great to be here.
Awesome. Now, first of all, congratulations. You are a graduate this year.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
What has this year been like for a graduate in 2020?
Well, I mean, it's just been different, really. Just with the pandemic going on, practicing social distancing, you haven't really been able to experience the things that a regular graduate would be able to experience. But I mean, we still had different things we can enjoy. We've had virtual graduations through Zoom. That's been a great help in this process. So, I mean, I've enjoyed it. You know, we've had the time to gather with our family through Zoom or maybe have a small gathering or some sorts. But I mean, yeah, it's been a different experience, but I've enjoyed it.
Awesome.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Now tell us about Jack and Jill of America. How did you get involved with it?
Well, I got involved with Jack and Jill America mainly through my parents. They've known a lot of people in Jack and Jill. They've made connections with them, and so a lot of my friends have also been in Jack and Jill. I've made connections with them, so it was a great experience to be able to work with my friends and learn about this Jack and Jill Pretending Ball experience.
Gotcha. What are some things that you've learned through Jack and Jill of America, Inc. that you wouldn't have otherwise learned?
Being able to come out of my shell more. I would say that I was kind of a shy kid, not being able to want to talk to someone, and so Jack and Jill America kind of established a relationship to where I can kind of go out and meet more people.
Tell me a little bit about the selection process with Jack and Jill and how you get into, because first give me your position. What you were just crowned or awarded, tell us about that.
Oh, sir, so for the battalion ball, there are different awards you can get. I was crowned Mr. Bo, which is by your peers. You're picked as the one who showed the most leadership and the ones who helped everyone out more. And so that was an honor to be able to be selected as that. And so that was a great honor and privilege.
Awesome. One thing I noticed with you and with Mr. Chambers, who were just here, you guys are naming out things that are amazing traits. You may not even realize how big they are. Things like leadership, things like fundraising, things like networking. You guys are nonchalantly acknowledging those things, but they are all things that are going to just take you guys to amazing places.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So you're
Yes,
going to Auburn University next year.
Yes, sir.
Right?
Yes, sir. Auburn University. War
Now,
Eagle.
when people, we'll excuse that because he is going to a place of higher learning, go dogs. But when people first see you, I assume they initially think he's got to be some kind of athlete.
Yes, sir. I
But
know.
tell us what you are going for.
Well, I'm going through the Air Force ROTC scholarship, full
Awesome.
ride, everything paid for, and I'll be majoring in business administration on the pre-law track.
Tell them one more time for the people in the back.
Business administration, the pre-law track.
That's right.
Yes,
And
sir.
that's important because, again, first impression, people assume, oh, he must be going on a football scholarship. He must be playing some kind of sport. Nothing wrong with that. But when you're going for academics, we definitely want to highlight he's doing
Yes,
his
sir. Yes, sir.
academics. Yeah. What are your goals? Well, let me back up. When you came into the program of Jack and Jill of America, what were your expectations then, and now that you're on this side of it, what are your thoughts now? What would you say to somebody coming in?
Well, my expectations going in was being able to hang out with my friends, do different events that they did. Like even through the process, we did different events. We went to the CSU basketball game where we got to hang out with our fathers in the battalion, and that was a great time. We got to meet with Coach Moore and the CSU basketball team, hang out with the players. But also we had to do different we were able to do different networking things with different people in our community that have different careers, whether it was the lawyers, contractors, architects. They all came in one day and they were able to talk to us about what we wanted to do. So that was a great experience for us young people to have. So, because we don't know exactly what we want to do, but it was great to know and the different options that we have. And so that was some of the things that I have learned in this battalion ball experience.
Awesome. So you made some lifelong connections and some lifelong friendships.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You touched on giving back to the community.
Yes, sir.
Why is that so important?
Because that's where you're from. You're from Columbus, Georgia, or you're from your hometown. And so they raised you, they made you who you are. So it's always good to give back to the people that have always been there for you and have always cared about you. So that's why I feel you got to give back to the community in some type of way.
Awesome. We'll be right back with one of the people who helps keep this organization going, one of the people who is supportive of these amazing young men that you're seeing. Don't go anywhere. This is Columbus Connections. Awesome, brother.
I was afraid of that.
Well, guess it's time to get you fixed.
Your pets will start fooling around sooner than you think.
Go on, get out of here!
Accidental litters lead to millions killed in shelters each year.
And welcome back to Columbus Connections. We have been talking with some amazing people, some amazing members of Jack and Jill of America Incorporated, and we're not going to stop. We have one more amazing member. Welcome to this is your first time at our show, correct?
Yes, sir, it is.
Please give us your name and give us your affiliation with Jack and Jill of America, Inc.
I'm Dolly Baker, and I'm a member of the Columbus, Georgia chapter of Jack and Jill of America Incorporated, and I was the Boutilion Ball chair for the class of 2019.
Awesome. And we just witnessed what an amazing job Jack and Jill of America, Inc. does with our young men of the community. What's it like first, how many men are we talking about that is in this program?
Well, there were 20 in the class of 2019.
Gotcha. And
so it varies each year. Each biannual, it varies.
Awesome. And what's it like going through the process of getting them from when they first come into the doors to becoming the young bows that they are now?
Well, I call it a labor of love because regardless of their backgrounds, we all have something to learn. So it's a new experience. They did have an application process and, of course, an interview process with the fathers of Jack and Jill. And once we bring them in, we have an information session explaining the financial part, but also the commitment that they're making to the group. Because it really is one for all and all for one. The program's not complete unless we're all in attendance. So they're making a commitment to each other. But it definitely was a labor of love, and I consider them all a part of my extended family.
Yes, and you all do so much for the community, and I think that's something people may not realize. People may not realize how much of a community outreach organization you all are. Talk some more about the things that you all do to help the community.
Well, the Botillion Ball is our signature program that we do on a biannual basis, and I can tell you, if you look back over the course of the 20 years, the various people that have been a part of the process. But this year, being able to give back financially to organizations, and this was way before the pandemic, but we were going to give back anyway, but it's certainly appreciated now. But the YMCA, the Boys and Girls Club, they all help students and young men and women who look like the Bows. So that was important to us, that they give back to organizations that represented the things that have helped them get to where they are. But the Sickle Cell Foundation basically affects African American community more than anyone else. The Fountain City Slam, Mr. Perkins assisted the boys in writing the letters to their moms and assisted them with their speaking techniques and their talent competitions.
Awesome.
Arts for All is out of West Georgia, where one of our Bows traveled from to participate with us, and he also gives back to the community in the West Georgia area. So we were continuously looking for organizations that give back. Now, Jack and Jill as a whole, we volunteer in a whole lot of places. From Feeding the Valley, we've gone to Eggleston's Children's Hospital in Atlanta, again, looking at the sickle cell part of that. But our children who are part of Jack and Jill give back daily. We teach philanthropy, so we not only give back money, but we give back our time and our talents.
Amazing. What can, if someone is watching and they want their son to be a part of Jack and Jill, or if someone in the community wants to support Jack and Jill of America Incorporated, how can they contact you and what do they need to do?
Well, our Facebook page is probably the easiest way to get in contact with us, and we do monitor that site and the messages that are received. Now, the Botillion Ball, of course, will take place again in 2021, and we will begin that recruitment process in the fall of 2020. So go to your school counselors. We communicate with everyone, Smith Station, Russell County, Central and Phoenix City, all of the high schools in the Columbus area. So we're always reaching out. But if they need to contact us, I would basically tell them that our Facebook page is the easiest way to leave a message, and we do monitor that page on a regular basis.
Thank you. Jack and Jill of America Incorporated. They make great things happen in the community, and they are growing strong leaders in our community as well. Thanks for watching. This is Columbus Connection.